What's up guys? So it's time for me to do my answers to the Q&A video, and even though I didn't really get a lot of questions, it really doesn't matter to me just because I'll pretty much answer whatever, whenever. I just thought it'd be fun to put together a Q&A for the CTFxC Army 18 and over group on Facebook, as well as other fans of the CTFxC. So I'm going to launch right into this, and I should have taken the time for my blind self and have written them in larger print so I could read them off a notebook easier, but you know what? You guys are going to get a rarity here. I'm going to take off my glasses for a YouTube video. I don't think I've ever done that before, as a matter of fact. But anyway, so here we go. This one is from Isaac, and I'm only going to say first names just because I didn't know how you'd want me to do it. You're a natural vlogger. Do you ever plan on doing daily vlogs? Do you have any pets? How long have you been watching Charles? A lot of questions, and while I do appreciate the nice compliment on being a natural vlogger, I think next few videos I make I'm going to have to insert some bloopers because it is ridiculous. I would like to do daily vlogs, but I will not, unfortunately, just because with me and my being legally blind and using a cane, see, I'm already having bloopers. I need to focus on doing that versus sitting out with a camera pointing to myself while trying to use my cane and get around. When I am with certain friends or family members, I do vlog whenever I'm with them. My friends more so than my family. While my family 100% support me being on YouTube, they ask to not be included in any of my videos. Do I have any pets? No, I do not have any pets for myself, but I do have a pet sibling. My parents' dog is king of the household, and he is a rat terrier. Backtracking a little bit again, I do watch the vlogs whenever I'm visiting my parents on their smart TV, so I decided to show my dad one of the welcome home from tour vlogs to see Zoe and Molly's reactions. And my parents' dog is older, so he has a really hard time seeing, hearing, and just all around. He's just old. And whenever he heard Marley's bark, his head just instantly went up and just like looking around like, hey, that's my kind. And how long have I been watching Charles? I started watching him daily since the video Awkward Singing, and I had watched him off and on for a little while, but I didn't become a regular subscriber and daily viewer until that point. And there's a little bit of story on that as well, because in Awkward Singing, where Zoe and Marley are barking or howling or whatever while Ollie was painting the house, Charles was like, did he say Umbop? Marley, did you say Umbop? And my favorite band is still very much to this day Hanson. And what ultimately amazed me about that, not just that he did that, was Charles started to sing it, and he is one of the few people that I even know of outside of the fandom period that got the chorus completely 100% correct. So I was like, alright, that's just adding to it, I'm subscribing. So yeah, funny little story there. Next question from Amy. What do I do for fun? My hobbies, favorite TV shows, and what other vlogs do I watch? I love traveling. I love music. Music is a huge therapy for me. And I do enjoy photography and videography. I know what you're thinking, right? You know, how do you do that with your vision problem? Honestly, I cannot answer that question. My uncle just gave me a camera when I was 8 years old for Christmas. It just took off from there, and then I eventually got a video camera and started filming and taking pictures for family functions, and so that's how that took off. Whenever the camera's in the hands of somebody else, especially if it's an event for me, which this is a totally funny story, I was graduating high school, and so my family's like, alright, well, we'll take the camera. Guess who they missed walking across the stage? Yeah, it happened. I'm like, I can't do The very first daily vlog that I ever watched was a family vlog, but they are youtube.com/dailybumps. I do watch the Shaytards vlogs daily now, and as far as for comedic value, alright, if you were a fan of Garfield and Friends as a child, or even now, you have to go to youtube.com/SteveCash83. He has a non-animated real life version of Garfield that he does with his two cats, his and his dog. He like puts voices behind him and he makes it into a little series, and it is the funniest thing ever. Anytime I need to laugh, I go right to that video. I do watch Canson Vlogs, which they have both a public YouTube channel and a private section for fan club members on their website, which, you know, they are unsigned. They are doing it completely on their own, and they're doing a pretty damn good job. And go check out their new stuff on iTunes. Just type in Hanson on iTunes and listen to clips of Anthem. Not that much time, but yeah, they're still around, they still tour, and are still doing a dang good job. As far as any other hobbies I might have, as far as like relaxation, again, totally weird for me being visually impaired, but I like to do jigsaw puzzles. That's another thing that I've enjoyed doing. I don't know why, although I do have a limit as to the maximum piece count I will allow. I will not go over 350. So, alrighty. Thank you very much, Amy, for that question, and Isaac as well. Next question from Zach. What is your #1 dream vacation spot? Absolutely, without a doubt, the Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas. I've been wanting to go there for years. Question from Denise. Can you show us the Braille sign for the CTFxC? Right, so for those of you that haven't seen it yet on the group, I actually made a sign that I did both in Braille and visually, so I could kind of show y'all what Braille would look like for the CTFxC, and this is how it turned out. Hoping for Charles to see it. I do have the Braille version cut out down right here below, and I do have a video of me doing it on my channel, so it'll be the video before this one actually. So that's. Do I have any siblings? Yes, I have an older brother. What is my most embarrassing moment? Oh my god, okay. This goes back to Hanson too. Unfortunately, yet fortunately, in 2011, you know, Austin holds annually 2 huge festivals that I'm sure everybody has heard of. If you haven't heard of it, I don't know why, but they were here for South by Southwest in 2011, and they were headlining at a venue here. Well, the night before, or maybe a couple of nights, the tsunami in Japan had occurred, and it completely flabbergasted them as to why nobody at the festival was talking about it, or, you know, making any public awareness or trying to do a donation. So they actually set up a 12-hour live stream telethon. They organized this with a bunch of other different bands that they had, you know, kind of let know through phone calls and whatnot. And a few of the local residents, me and about 3 other people, were asked to go to their studio where the telethon was being held and gather up and distribute flyers, since we were the most familiar with the city. And we got to hang out with them for quite a while, just talking about how we were going to do things and where the best ideas were, or radio stations to call and let them know they were doing it. And with my visual impairment, I am super sensitive to light. And, well, I'm sitting at this picnic table, and I just made some random comment because I was talking to my friend, and I'm like, hey, I really wish the sun would just go behind that cloud. And one of the guys just immediately steps in front of me and was like, that good enough? I'm like, oh, hey. Alrighty. And then that same day, a friend of mine who was out of state visiting family, who was also a huge fan, decides to call me while we were in the middle of that meeting. And I had a custom ringtone of one of their songs, and as soon as it went off, like, I don't know how quickly it took for me to turn every shade of red there was. But it was not only that, it was that I had to let the ringtone play all the way through because I couldn't silence it with the phone that I had. And my friend was like, oh my God. He was like, I'm so glad you did not answer that phone, because if you would have done that and told me you were with Hanson, I would have crashed my car. So that was most embarrassing moment. Another one along that line was one of my greatest achievements. My greatest achievement was getting, finally, my degree in hospitality. It took me several years because of my health problems. Do I have any TV shows that I watch regularly? I like watching shows off of TLC. TLC is like my favorite channel, so like Little Couple, 19 Kids, Great Baker, Sister Wives, just anything along that line of like reality type shows. I used to be big into the reality game shows, but not so much anymore. MSNBC's Lock Up. That was just whenever I was finishing my degree, and I actually had to move out of state to do it, so I was living out of a hotel room, and one of the only stations the hotel had was MSNBC, and I started watching Lock Up like all the marathons, like all weekend long, even though they would just repeat. I didn't care. I just was mesmerized by it. How tall am I? I am 5'7", and favorite bands, obviously I've already mentioned Hanson, but I love Bon Jovi. I love Tori Kelly, which she's up and coming, so she's actually going to have her first debut full-length album out this fall, probably. I like Justin Bieber a lot. I do not like the shit that he does, but he's one of those people that you can just kind of, I can tell based off of his story and him being discovered on YouTube that there's no auto-tune like behind his voice. And I think it's great that other musicians, including We the Kings, have kind of gone onto a more YouTube fan base, especially since they're independent now. So yeah, love him, but like I said, not what he does. I do not approve of everything that he does, but anyway. It says, I worked with a sight-impaired lady. She worked at the help desk, and I was a programmer supporting the help desk. She would use a text-to-speech program to read what was on the screen, and that read faster than I could comprehend. Do I use that, and how do I follow it? There are different screen readers out there, but the most common, which is the one I'm sure she had, was called JAWS. And I do use JAWS, and I mean, you can adjust the speed at which it's reading to you, but I'm with you, like some of the how fast people can keep up with it is just insane. Anyway, I prefer to use my screen magnification program, and I do have a video on that on my channel as well, because if you didn't know, I do have a series on here called The Chronicles of the Average Blind Peeps, and I will link that video to my to this video down in the description, because I think that would be a really cool thing for you to see. Unfortunately, as a video editor and the age of my computer, the magnification software in any video editor that I try to use, they do not get along with each other. Like, they just clash so bad, and it is incredibly frustrating. So I end up hooking up my camera to my tablet and editing it through apps that way. But I think that is pretty much all the questions that I have, and if you've stumbled across this video, or if you're a part of the CTFxC Army 18 Plus group on Facebook and have any other questions, just comment. I'm regularly on there, so I'm not easy to miss. But thank you for watching, and hope y'all enjoyed, and have a good night.